Jeremiah, how long have you been out here?
Um, Off and on, probably about 25 years, maybe 30, off and on.
Do you primarily stay in a tent or at the shelter?
I've stayed at the shelter some, but mostly I stay in a tent for the most part.
What's the best thing that's happened to you since you've been out here?
I I found the Lord. I found Him, and that that above all is. It's been a long journey. Like I've had to go through quite a few things, but that that is the best thing that's happened to me.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you?
Losing my family and losing my health, losing my stability. Um, Everything, pretty much. I've lost everything. I really don't have anything left. I've got a tent with some stuff that I don't really care too much about, but actually losing all those things was actually how I found what I found. That so I'm not hurt by it. At the same time, it is bitter to accept, but it's a good thing. It's good that I've lost the things that I've lost in my life.
Jeremiah, when I met you on the sidewalk, I was hesitant to ask for a video interview because I felt that me presenting the gospel to you was more important, and I'm glad that I did. You shared some things with me about your journey and your search for the Lord. And something that I thought was profound is that you said you were on drugs, but were able to come clean and have been clean for a while. And you were proud. And you accepted yourself, so therefore surely the Lord would have accepted you also. But today you learned something different. Would you like to expound on that?
Yeah, I kind of got lost in laying down my life, thinking that it was something that I did, and I realized today, after speaking with you and the things you said, like it helped me to understand that the Lord loved me when I was on drugs. He loved me just as much, and He met me there, and He would meet me there still, and that I never really thought of it that way. I never really. It just changed my perspective because I kind of got lost in thinking that this was something I did, like my accomplishments, and I don't. It's easy to get lost in that. It's easy to think that I did this.
When the Lord died on the cross and shed his blood to pay for the sin of the world, he declared it was finished. Salvation comes by dying to yourself and allowing him to bestow upon you that free gift. It's submission. It has nothing to do with me and you trying anything. But Jeremiah, what I'm learning in my Christian walk lately, or rather what the Lord is showing me, is that submission doesn't begin and end at salvation. But that's the lifelong walk as a Christian, is to submit. It's to submit to him your home, your family, your wife and your kids, your job, and little by little, you give it to him to use however he will. To submit parts of yourself that have been there a long time, deep-rooted sin, resentment, pride, and jealousy, etc. But when we die to ourselves and submit that, Christ increases in us. And we're able to do things under His strength and His courage, and not anything to do with what we're able to do. We don't have strength and courage. Truly, the Christian life is dying to self daily. Not physically per se, but a daily submission of laying down and allowing the Lord to live His life through us. Do you understand this?
I do in a lot of ways, but in some ways I can't understand it, you know. I want to, but it's almost like the Lord, it's like darkness is there. It clouds my mind. It tries to blind me from knowing the truth, and it hurts. It's a very painful, it just hurts, you know. I don't know what to do sometimes. I don't even know what to say sometimes, you know.
Jeremiah, the scriptures say that God is no respecter of persons. It's all about the heart. And that's what I'm learning. The Lord is showing me how to love people right where they're at without distancing with judgment or fears of betrayal or various things, but to care for people. You know, in the scriptures, the Lord didn't have any problems touching a leper where nobody else would. That's a love that I didn't understand anything about. I still don't fully understand it. Jeremiah, if someone were to ask you, when you die, do you know where you're going to go? What would you tell them?
Yes, I'm going to go to heaven because I know the Lord died for my sins.
And in your heart, did you trust alone on that shed blood as the payment for your sin?
Yes, nothing I can do.
Did He confirm to your heart that it's true?
Yes, definitely.
If someone out there were looking for the truth, do you have any advice for them?
Keep seeking, keep searching for it. Just like when you said, you know, submission is something that I do daily, laying down my life, and seeking is also something that I do daily. You know, it goes hand in hand with laying down the things that took me away from the Lord to begin with, but it also, I have to search for Him as well. I have to always keep my eye and my heart open to finding Him, you know.
The lost world looks at submission as a bad thing. The lost world blows the trumpet of independence and freedom, etc., which are not necessarily bad things. But when we submit ourselves to the Lord, He's able to live His life through us and give us His strength and His courage, etc. It's a beautiful thing. And along with that comes a lot of peace. And I'm afraid the Christian world don't quite understand submission. Or at least it's not practiced. It's lost in doctrine and theology. But something that's really missing is the love of Christ and love for our brothers and sisters and each other.